What's up, people? Welcome back to another episode of Stars and Garters. I'm Katie Pettit, and today, a top 10 that feels like I should have gotten to it already. As someone who is a big, huge fan of Disney, but I have not, as I don't really know why. But guess what? We're gonna do it today, so it's all good. Um, Today, I am finally getting around to my top 10 Disney songs. Obviously, the music is a huge part of Disney. And yeah, it was. I don't know if it was hard actually. I think it was pretty easy for me to find my top 10. But still, Disney's obviously really great at music. Um, but yeah, I'll just be giving my top 10. You're probably gonna notice that I kind of have a I have a taste in music. It's gonna be a lot of similar vibes with these songs. I mean, there's a little variety. Like it's like my top 10 movies. It's like mostly the same kind of stuff, but it's there's some slight uh diversity. But yeah, I just like really hypey songs, you guys. I just like ones that are like you can't really like. They're just you want to like get into it and go a little just get a little bit out of control when you hear this. Um but yeah. So that's gonna be a lot of why I love these songs so much. But you know what? I have a little bit of diversity. And also it's my list, so you know, I can put whatever I want on it. I am pretty sure you can't legally do anything about it. So let's get right into it. So number 10, since it is the bottom of the list, but I felt like I still had to put it on my top 10. This one is actually more for like one, just like nostalgia, and two, because it is so freaking relatable. Because like this song, the person that the song is about, I just like have literally since I first watched the movie just very intensely related to her. But at number 10, we have the song Belle from the movie The Beauty and the Beast. Um, so, to be completely honest, I don't love the sound of most of the Beauty and the Beast songs. I mean, I still listen to them. I still listen to Be Our Guest and obviously Belle and Gaston, but the sound is a little different, and I'm not crazy about it. I still love the movie, but just not super crazy about it. And they all have like that certain sound. But the thing about Belle is that it's just the fact that the whole town is singing about this weird girl who doesn't pay attention to anything and always just is like reading and being weird and not really noticing anything happening around her. And they're just kind of like literally they're all singing in a very loud and open chorus about how weird she is, and she's just running through town being happy as can be with her book. Um, and yeah, it's like funny how relatable this song is, and just how uh it is just like a funny song. Because like they're like, dang, that girl reads, she's weird. That's like the whole song, but they are singing about it in like very like choral fashion, and they all agree that like this chick is weird. She reads, and it's just so fun, and it's highly entertaining to listen to. Um, but yeah, just have always related to Belle. For having your nose in a book and you know just being kind of like a little spacey because you like your books and you have your head in them all the time, and it kind of gives off a weird vibe, but it's whatever. She's great, so she's not worried about it. She has her whole entire solo. She it has nothing to do with what the rest of the song has been about because she doesn't know what's been happening in the rest of the song. She's been paying absolutely no attention, and I I get that. And I just love Belle. So an entire song dedicated to her and how she's weird, and that's great. Is obviously it's gonna be a very great song in my opinion. All right. So, number 9, feel like some people are gonna get a little upset because I understand it might be just the point that you find this song a little annoying, but if you like just step back and just try to listen to it like just willingly, if you try to listen to it on your own, if you rewatch the movie, like it in certain context, like I think most people would still genuinely actually find it enjoyable despite it being super overplayed. And I don't really care about songs being overplayed though. Like, why would people listening to a song a lot make me not like the song? I don't personally get that. Um, but honestly, the song is like great. So at number 9, I have put the infamous "Let It Go." So yeah, I have gone through my phase where I was like, actually, Frozen is stupid, and you guys are weird, and you guys are super lame for thinking Frozen is good. It's actually way overrated. Because I thought that was cool, and it was cool to not like Frozen. And it kind of was. People thought that it was a cool thing, but like, it's not. Go rewatch Frozen, and if you genuinely don't like it, then that's fine. But like, just don't ever, as a general rule, don't ever like not like something because everyone else likes it. Have an actual reason. But I was like in a phase where I was like, I don't think Frozen's that good. I'm pretty sure it's overrated. And as I said in my top 10 Disney movies, then I watched it again and I was like, oh, that's actually great. And it was kind of the same for this song. Like everyone knows it. It's played all the time. It's just everywhere. But if you just like actually like purposefully listen to it and just like vibe to it like that, it's a really good song. I feel like I mean the lyrics are pretty good. They're like really catchy and well written. But like the main thing about this song is just like Idina Menzel's voice is absolutely insane. I don't think anyone, probably in all of Disney, there's like great singers. There have always been great singers in Disney, but like Idina Menzel is just she's on a different level than I think Disney has probably ever had. Just she has incredible range and can do like anything musically. And of course they really just let her showcase all that she had in this song, and it was so great. Like when you listen to it, you're like, dang, she went all for this song, and it's so enjoyable. Just to hear her be awesome at singing. Um, yeah, it's super easy to get into. It's super easy to like vibe to because not many of us can do what Idina Menzel does, so that just makes it really fun to do with friends because you're like trying, you're most likely not getting there, but you just sing with the most gusto and uh, passion that you can, even if it does not sound like Idina Menzel. It's super fun to get into and just sing, and it feels good to even just try to sing it. It's just fun. It's very enjoyable, and it's loud, so it's fun. But yeah, just if you step away from all the overplayedness stuff, it's like actually it's a pretty cool song, I think, in my humble opinion. So moving on, I don't think this is like a more popular song because the movie is not a more popular movie, but for the people who do know the movie, this is probably the most popular song in the movie. Also, the whole soundtrack in this movie is like super underrated, as is the movie itself. But this song is kind of like a it's a different vibe than actually I usually enjoy from songs in general. But I kind of had to put it on the list because it's like so pretty. It is so beautiful. The words, the singing, the music. It's just like it feels. It's like kind of sad, but it also feels really good because it's just so beautifully written. It is from the criminally underrated Hunchback of Notre Dame. I have God Help the Outcasts. Um, So yeah, The Hunchback of Notre Dame. I really, really do love that movie, and you should really check it out if you're okay with going a little dark. But God Help the Outcast is probably my favorite song. Honestly, all of the songs are this vibe. They're just like, most of them are not happy songs and not dealing with usually like super pleasant subjects, but they are so beautiful, and like it just makes it like whatever emotion that's most likely not joy that they're trying to get out of you, they are going to get out of you because it's just so well written. And God Help the Outcast is Esmeralda's song. She's a gypsy, and she, like, Frollo is like, actually, God doesn't like any other people except people like me. So he wants to, like, kill all the gypsies. He's not a good person, as I mentioned. Um, but so Esmeralda is in a church, and basically the song is like a prayer, about like the people like her who are not, like, well liked by people who are different, and uh kind of outcast because of that. And she's like just praying for her fellow outcasts, and it's really, really pretty. Her voice is her voice is like super just soft and just super nice to listen to. And the words are just like touching and moving and pretty and stuff, and it's like I don't even want to sing along to it because it's just too pretty, and I'm like, just like, you go, you do this because I just want to hear you do this because it's perfect and it's so pretty. um but yeah, so not a fun one necessarily. It's kind of sad. And it's like, it's kind of sad, but it would be hard for me to not put this on there because it's so well done in every way, and it's a pretty song. So go watch Hunchback of Notre Dame if you haven't. Seriously, it's awesome. The whole movie just gives that vibe. It's just like, it's not necessarily pleasant, it's just beautiful. So go watch it. All right. At number 7, we're back to my vibe. We're back to the more like just hype, get probably a little too into it type songs. Because this one, you just like, you hear the first drum beat and you're like, oh snap. Like it's about to get a little bit out of control in here, but in a good way, because it's just a banger. At number 7, I have I'll Make a Man Out of You from Mulan. Again, honestly, not the biggest fan of the Mulan soundtrack, just as a whole, as it sounds. It's not one of my favorites. I don't dislike it. It's just not it's just not my vibe, you know? But this is the one that, it's on my playlist. It's so hypey. Like, that's the thing. It's just such a hype song. And it's very hard to listen to it without getting a little excited for no reason. You're like, I have nothing to do with this song, but yeah, let's go defeat the Huns, and just get super into it for no good reason, and it's just a blast to listen to. Like, I could be doing anything while listening to this song, and I'm just like, yes, let's get down to business. I'm cleaning my room, but yeah, let's do it. And it's so good. It's so fun. One of it's like, it's again back on that vibe of just, you want to get into it, and you want just, it's fun, and it's hypey, and it's a vibe all the way through. It's very hard not to just, like, I don't know, it would be a pretty tough challenge to just like sit through the like drum beat when you hear it, like, and you know it's coming. It's just hard not to immediately jump in and singing the first words, because it's just so, it like does everything it possibly can to get you like hyped up, because it's the war training scene. It's important, and it's supposed to be kind of intense and like just hypey. And it is. It does that so well. And you just feel fired up for no reason at all. But yeah, I'll Make a Man Out of You is just a banger. Just great. Great workout song as well. So yeah. Okay. At number six, it's still on that vibe, a little less hype and just a little more fun. Like let's enjoy ourselves. Let's have a super what the heck, upbeat, not upbeat, uh, song that's just like fun. Let's just goof off for a little bit. It's a goofy song, and it honestly is kind of the point of the song kind of gets disproven by the end of the movie. But you know what? It's a blast, and we love it. So at number six, I have from The Little Mermaid, "Under the Sea." First of all, one of the biggest appeals of this song is Sebastian's accent. It is wonderful, and I just don't know how to sing the song without kind of imitating it. I don't like. It's not a good imitation, but like it's the song is supposed to have a Jamaican accent, and if you don't do it, you're doing it wrong. Of course, opinions, but I mean, why would you? That's like one of the most fun accents ever, and it's in this song that's like super upbeat and just like so, just such a vibe, and it has that incredible accent behind it. But yeah, I even though it's kind of actually hard to sing with the way it's written, it's too much fun to not like get in and sing when you hear it. When you hear Sebastian in his incredible Jamaican accent, saying Ariel, just even the first word Ariel, which is doesn't even like I don't know why that is how they pronounce that, but I'm not gonna question it. But it's great. I don't care. It's great. And it's incredibly difficult not to just get super into it. I don't even know. Sometimes I don't even know the words that he's saying, but I can make the same noises, and it's still fun. Uh, I think it might be in a different language. I genuinely don't know. I've been meaning to look it up. Um, but he's having a great time singing it, and so am I. It's just a vibe. All of the animals just playing their instruments, and it's just great. I'm having just as good a time as they are, and I'm like, he would have convinced me. Ariel's not as she's a little bit more stubborn, I guess. She has no appreciation for amazing Jamaican accents, singing total bangers, but he would have convinced me. He had some good arguments there. But yeah, just so fun, just so hard not to get swept up in. I don't think you should even try because it's fun. Just like go with it. It's a vibe. All right. Next one, a little more. Well, Frozen was more recent, so I guess I don't have to preface it. Um, but it is a more recent one. But it's great. So who cares? Um, the the only just like you got Dwayne Johnson to sing, and it sounds pretty great. I mean, he's good at what he does, just he doesn't sing. But if there's anyone who could get Dwayne Johnson to sing and do it well, it would be Lin-Manuel Miranda, because dude is a genius, like musically in every way, just a genius. But of course, at number five, I'm talking about "You're Welcome" from Moana. I do like the Moana soundtrack. I like as far as Lin-Manuel Miranda goes, I like Encanto more. But like "You're Welcome" is the song of Moana for me. I know so many other songs, they mean more, they're more important, they're, I don't know, more vocally impressive. I mean, this, again, Dwayne Johnson singing and not sounding bad is pretty vocally impressive to me. But, I mean, for me, this is the song. Because again, it's more my vibe, very hypey. It's like, but just still, it's like this is the Moana song that I really want to listen to. Um, of course, like again, Dwayne Johnson is good at everything he does. So like when like the fact that he could sing well, like he just was able to put like all of his acting and inflections in just to make it a little more funny or a little more whatever it was, and he did all that because he's really good. And then of course my favorite part is the rap part, because just like doing that part and getting it right is just a great feeling if you can do all of it. And you get like so much just random, again, not for a very good reason, but you just get like adrenaline and get hyped up. Um, because you like are doing this rap, and it's about coconuts and eel guts, and but it's awesome. It feels great. Um, and it's just such a blast. And it's honestly, it's so like Lin-Manuel Miranda is so he's able to do whatever he wants with lyrics, and here he's just super funny, super creative. It's just the most random stuff that apparently Maui did, and that all rhymes and it all sounds like a song. And it's like, here is Maui, this is who he is, and it's like it does an amazing job of establishing that, and just so so hypey. Uh, yeah, super hard again not to just get into it when it comes on. Uh, all right, getting a little we're close to the podium, but just didn't quite make it there. Maybe it's because it's from a newer movie, and I know like we're wary with new Disney. I understand, but I mean I don't hate all of it. But maybe it's because of that. But also the top three songs are like really awesome in their own right. But we've got Lin Manuel Miranda coming again, and again this song is like you might find it annoying at this point because I know everybody is playing it all the time. But again, I just don't really care about that. That does not affect how much I like a song at all. So at number 4, we have the modern day, even though Let It Go is modern day. So more modern day? Let It Go? Question mark. But at number 4 we Don't Talk About Bruno. So I mean I don't understand the burnout of this song, just not liking to hear it anymore, because it's fun. It's so fun every single time. Like Lynn just wrote all the parts so well, like every single different family member's part. It's like the song all has one, like it all flows well, but every family member kind of gets their different vibe, and it all works together as one song, which is really impressive. Everything Lin-Manuel Miranda does musically is super impressive. Um, but yeah, it's just all like flows together so well with all the different vibes, and all the different sections and lyrics are super fun. Um, like vocally impressive. Like you don't even really notice because of how upbeat and kind of fast paced and kind of like just a little more like lighthearted, I guess the music is. You don't really notice how sometimes it's pretty vocally impressive, but like it is in some points. I mean, for me, like I just really like Camilo's voice, just personally. For like Dolores, actually, is like for especially for a girl, it's like really low and it's really fast. It's like barely not talking, but she's still singing. It's just like really low and really fast, and so that's really impressive. And then they all like come together and are all singing them on top of each other, and it's like would be chaotic if it wasn't real, just like super fun and just pick apart and go with it. And they are all coming together, and it's kind of supposed to be chaotic because we don't really know that much about Bruno actually, but we are singing about him, and it's fun. We're having a blast doing it. So yeah, I love listening to this song. It doesn't get old for me. Uh, I did so like right after I saw Encanto. I will admit that I quite literally listened to We Don't Talk About Bruno for 2 hours straight. I don't know why. I wouldn't do that now. Um, yeah, I'm not exactly sure why I did that. I mean, that's how awesome the song is, I guess. I just think it was a poor decision on my part, because even I, after that, was a little like, okay, maybe not, maybe no Bruno right now. Um, but yeah, I mean, I was super into it because it's a great one. It's a banger. So, yeah, it's just super fun. Lin Manuel Miranda's great. You should like Disney. He was good for Disney, which is funny because I don't know. It's not that sometimes Disney feels like it's not his vibe. Like when watching Hamilton and then watching Disney, and like you can see his style in both of them, but also like they're so different. You're kind of like it's a little weird, but it's still cool. He's still awesome. All right. we're getting into the podium, the top three, and they're all from more of like the classics of the Disney movies, ones that I more grew up with, and just yeah, those kind of vibes that I've loved for a really, really long time. My top two, by the way, probably will never change and are like super easy picks. Number three is a little bit harder, but honestly, it's not too much harder. Um, it's like, yeah, there's, we don't talk about Bruno's pretty great, but if I think about it for like a minute or two, I'm like, no, the number three is better, to me. But at number three, from Aladdin, we have Friend Like Me. Now, the genie is my favorite Disney character of all time. Robin Williams was awesome, as I've said. Um, and this is you finding out who this genie is. This is you being introduced to him, and Robin Williams just absolutely going off and doing whatever he wants with the song. Just making weird noises, doing different voices, and singing and having an absolute blast, it sounds like. And it's like, for me, it's basically impossible to not have as much fun as he sounds like he's having during this whole song. Um, I mean, most of it, like, doesn't make too much sense. I mean, obviously in the context of the movie, but like, it's not, it's not super lyrically fancy or anything. It's just a good time all the way around. And of course, I'm talking about the Robin Williams version. I mean, honestly, I didn't hate Will Smith. Just didn't. He's not Robin Williams. Robin Williams just kind of set the bar way too high, and that's, I didn't feel like I should hate Will Smith for it, because he, like, there was no way he was ever going to be as good as Robin Williams. I don't think that's possible with the genie, but he did okay. But like, I'm talking about the original. I didn't like the changes that they made to the song either, so I just, it's the original for me. And what's sad is that you can't listen to the original on Spotify, because it's something with Robin Williams after his death, like not wanting his songs. I don't know. Uh, but it's really sad. But I can still just watch the movie, and it's awesome. And the scene is also a little bit of a fever dream, but in a fun way. And honestly, the song is kind of like that. It's kind of the vibe of the song, and I'm into it. Again, it's kind of chaotic, but in like the most fun way possible. Like, not stressfully, just like, you know what? Nothing really makes sense right now. It's kind of weird, but I'm gonna go with it, because it's like, let's just have a good time with it. Um, yeah, that's like the whole vibe of the song. So fun. Wish I could listen to it on like Spotify and on a regular basis and have it on my playlist, but I can't. But there's other versions that are not the Will Smith version, because that's just too different and I don't like it. Um, but yeah, just Robin Williams putting everything into every single thing he did with the genie is like embodied in this song. See, this is where you are like, okay, so Robin Williams just like completely just took off with this role, and just did everything he does. That's great. So yeah, this song is so fun, super fun, total banger. Okay, so this one actually is, it's not a more recent movie, it's more recent me getting into it kind of thing. Not super recent, um, but I just didn't grow up with Hercules. I don't know why, but I don't know. I can't remember why I didn't grow up with it, and I can't remember why I decided to watch it, but I did. Whole soundtrack to Hercules is actually great. Like, pretty different from the normal Disney vibe. It's more like a gospel vibe most of the way, but it's super great. It's a great soundtrack. But this one, from one of my favorite Disney characters of all time. Can't remember exactly where she was on the list. Might have been number 4. Not totally sure. Go watch my episode on True V Radio, my friend Judah's podcast. It's great. I'm great. But yeah, it's pretty. It's just, it was very hard not to be into it. Super fun, awesome singer. The character is great, and this song is very how she is, you know. And the song is at number 2. I won't say I'm in love from Hercules. So it's sung by Megara. Meg is an awesome character. She's super over everything, super snarky and sarcastic, and it's great, and I love it. Um, but this is where she's like kind of into Hercules, and she's like, actually no, because men suck. Because that's kind of her vibe at this point. She's had some bad experience, and she's like, that's kind of why she's over everything. She has problems, okay? She's layered and such, but so she's like, actually, no, I don't like him because I can't like him. And so this song is like a back and forth between her being like, no, I can't really like him because men are bad. And then the muses, who are kind of the people who lead you through the story, are like, hey, you're like, you definitely like him, actually. It's kind of obvious. And so it's a back and forth of that, like, musically. So you have Meg doing her really cool, like, solo part. She has a really nice voice, and then you have the muses coming in with like that more gospel choir kind of vibe, and they both work really, really well together. She doesn't like she has a nice voice. She's not untalented or anything. She doesn't have one of my favorite like sounds, I guess, to her voice, but it's still she has a nice voice, and it like in the context of the song, it works and everything. And then of course the muses, they sound great. They are super fun every time they come on on screen, and also the song is like very entertaining and very funny. I mean, it's like it is meaningful lyrically, but it's also funny because um, of the situation, and the muses are goofy as well. Um, but yeah, this song is just really, really fun to sing. And like the lyrics are actually again the lyrics are actually pretty like meaningful to the story, and they're uh important, and they're like well written and stuff. So everything about this one is just like it's really well done. It's a good one. And I love to listen to it. I listen to that one a lot. um so yeah, out of all the Hercules songs, even though they're all great, this one has always been like, this was from the first time I watched it, I was like, wow, that was a really nice song. I enjoyed that a lot, and I still do. Okay, we have arrived at our, well, my number one song. This has been my number one song for so long. I just don't see it changing, maybe ever. Uh, it's it's just like it's I just love it so much, and I always have, and I just don't know how you could top it, honestly. Um, beginning to realize that most of my Disney lists, something from The Lion King will top it, because The Lion King's just pretty hard to beat in almost every aspect. So yeah, uh, but different vibe from when I first really got into The Lion King when I was like a little kid, because I really loved the song "I Just Can't Wait to Be King," and now that's not the song. That's not the number one, because now we kind of have a different vibe. Now the older Katie has a bit of a different vibe than the younger one, because my number one Disney song of all time is "Be Prepared." It's like, obviously, since it's my favorite Disney song, I think it's the best Disney villain song ever. It's just like Scar's kind of a drama queen, but it works because he's a villain. He's like he's not a good person at all, and he's and that's what the villain is, and he just goes with it, and this song totally embodies that. It's so dramatic. He's so dramatic, and it's just a banger. It feels so evil, which is not good, but when you're thinking of a Disney villain, it's a villain, so it's supposed to feel evil, so it is kind of good. um, and it feels so evil. Like everything he says is not it's not good. He's like, let's plot to kill this child and his dad, but he's singing it in such a catchy way. Um, I mean, that didn't sound great now that I'm thinking about it. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so like for me, this is the one where, so the rest of these songs, I probably could still. So, like, I listen to work when I listen to work. I listen to music while I'm doing, like, schoolwork, for instance. And the other ones, I probably could focus through it. I would still have a good time, like, listening to it in the background, but I could still, like, focus on the work and enjoy it. When Be Prepared comes on, like, just anything else I'm doing in front of me is, like, out the window, because I'm like, okay, I'm Scar, let's do this, hyena Nazis over there, and I'm just, like, all into it. Cannot focus on anything else. Um, it's just a complete banger. Just it's you know, like, evil again. Evil's bad. I will restate that from my Disney villains top 10 episode. Evil is not good, but in the fiction, villains are supposed to be evil, and so it is good in that sense. So it's okay to like a villain song because it's really evil, I think. But that's why I like it, because it's just like, man, this is a villain song. This is the villain song. This is what villain songs are, and it's super iconic, and it's fun in a different way than all the other ones have been, because you're just like, let's be evil for a second, but in an okay way, in a way that's not a bad thing necessarily in the moment. But yeah, this one is just I've loved to Be Prepared, like, ever since I got back into the Lion King. Like, when I rewatched it as a teenager, and I'm just like, okay, this movie's still awesome, and I'm like, oh, but this song is more awesome than I remember it to be, because now I'm like, I'm not I'm not totally against the villains, because I know it's just a movie now, and I'm like, okay, they're supposed to be bad, and now I can be like, wow, they're really evil, and they sound so evil, and that's great because it's a movie. So yeah, that just Be Prepared is just everything it's supposed to be. It just gives you everything you want from a song like that, and it's so much fun to just be into, it and vibe. So yeah, it's a favorite. I love it so much. It's the favorite. I love it probably a good bit more than I should, but I think it's great. So yeah, there you go. That's my top 10 Disney songs of all time. I will be doing a top 10 Disney soundtracks, because that's different. I think it'll be harder, actually, because you have to consider all of the songs. And, like, not that I've made a list already or anything, just, like, thinking about it. I don't know if The Lion King will actually top that list, but we'll see. I'll actually think about it, and we'll see what it is. But that was the songs, so thank you guys for watching. Definitely tell me your favorite Disney songs in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, follow. Anything else that would help me do that? If you know anything else. I don't know anything else, but you can like send voice messages in Spotify. That's pretty cool. I've only gotten one, but it was fun, so you should do it. Yeah, that's it. Thank you again, and goodbye.